Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mysi Lia Putri from 6A. I will explain about my journal, and the title is Second Language Acquisition for Children. The importance of second language acquisition. In developing language acquisition, the children start to learn from language acquisition production and using context and semantics. Besides that, in learning second language acquisition, have another factors come from teachers, competence and rules in the classroom and mother speech. And the first one is language acquisition production. Language production is the concept of psycholinguistics that describes the steps of speech from mental concept to production spoken or written language. Children learn about the word and the meaning which they feel stimulate to communities used to express a similar range of meanings. This also gives evidence from steps of an intimate relationship between cognitive and linguistic development. Also in language acquisition production, we have pre-production. Pre-production, children have minimal comprehension. Here, children learn the new sounds and speech patterns. New language words remain attached to old language words of concepts that are familiar. And B. Early production. Children have limited comprehension. Here, children begin to produce one or two words responses. LC. Speech emergency. Children have good comprehension. They begin to produce simple sentences, make grammar and pronunciation errors, and frequently misunderstands jokes. So we also have D, intermediate fluency. Children have excellent comprehension. At this stage, children use spontaneous and composition. So the second one is using context and semantics in language learning. Using context can help a reader understand the meaning of familiar words. Besides, semantics refer to actual word meaning. In other words, we know that we need a noun to fill the blank. But think about it. According to Pinker in Long, 1988, there is a contingency between syntax and semantics in the basic sentences. If a verb has an argument playing the semantics role, then the argument will be expressed as the subject of basic sentences in language. And then the third is teachers' competence and rules in the classroom. Teachers' competence and rules are domain of the teacher in the school. Teacher must be a leadership and facilitator to make students fluent and proficient in second of foreign language learning. Of course, teachers are expected to able to learn about structurally and grammatically correctly. Structural deals with the skeleton of grammatical pattern, while grammar is concerned with diction or choice of word and meaning like lexical, structural, and social culture, figurative and contextual. For example, may I lend your book? Structurally, the sentence is correct but grammatically incorrect. That is, may I borrow your book? Besides, teachers should be able to learn central instruction, for example, by making the students active and productive and at the same time presenting meaningful. Here, meaningfully in which control over the response, but understanding is required in order for the student to produce a correct response. And the fourth is mother speech. Mother speech used for the language that a person learned as a child at home. Parents can be a part of the word modify children's speech while when talking to young children. So, implication. Language acquisition has some implication for children. First, the children start to learn from language acquisition production. Here, there are four stages of development and have different instructional needs at each stage to language acquisition production. Then, using context and semantic in language learning. While learning and adapting to new sounds of words attached to concepts that are familiar, there is contingency between syntax and semantics in basic sentence of most of the world's language. So, the conclusion is this experience is analyzed the children to begin using new language. Then they begin to produce simple sentence with spontaneous and composition, and cannot literally create a grammar rules before action words. Another factor is teachers' competence. Teachers also are expected to teach about structurally and grammatically, and should be able to create learner-central instruction. The last is mother speech. The parents also part of the word modify their speech when talking to young children. It certainly must help children when their parents speak well, but their success at learning cannot be explained by any special grammar of parental. In the classroom, the children learned about structurally and grammatically correctly. Structure deals with the skeleton of grammatical pattern, while grammar is concerned with choice of word and meaning word, or lexical, structural, social culture, figurative, and contextual. So that the process of learning second language acquisition in the classroom can be more effective. Okay, thank you very much for this video. Telah saya said, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.